Hello, welcome to Comcast Newsmakers, bringing you news and information from people making a difference in our communities. I'm Beverly Weaver, and joining me now is Barb Bulthuis, a school administrator for Crossroads School in Longmont. Welcome, Barb. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks, Beverly.
Let's begin with what Crossroads School is. This is something you started back in August of 2000 to really address a need you felt was very strong in the community. Tell me what you do.
Actually, we started in August 2010, so this is our second school year. We are an alternative school. So our goal is to catch the kids who are struggling, who are falling through the cracks, and who are liable to drop out if they're not given some help now, and to make a difference for them.
And working with a very small group, tell me why Longmont really needs another school, Barb. I'm sure other people have come up and said, you know, what are you thinking? Do we really need another school?
And the truth is, people in Longmont aren't asking because they know that this is a big need. We have private schools, charter schools, public schools that are doing a great job in our community for 80 or 90% of the kids. But there are some kids who just don't fit that model. And no matter what the schools try to do to help them, they just continue to struggle, to get frustrated, and to act out. And then they become the bad kids when truly it's the system that's failed them.
Right.
So we're there for those kids. And those are the ones who didn't have any options in Longmont until recently.
Tell us where the kids are coming from, because I know you work with a number of different agencies and really have a widespread net of referrals, if you will.
Interestingly, we've received kids through referrals from school counselors, therapists, probation officers, pastors, anybody who knows a kid who's not making it. And the word's getting out that we're an option, and so then the kids are coming to us.
And when you see a kid, is there still that residual, I'm just a dummy, I can't do it, when they first get into the system, Barb, and then start to kind of turn around? Tell me some of your success stories.
When they come, I would say almost every student that's come to us has spent the first month or two trying to get kicked out, because they believe it's going to happen, and so they want to make it happen on their terms. And so we have to get past that resistance, that sense that they're going to fail no matter what, because that's been their experience in school. But once we get past that, once they begin to trust us, which is all based on relationship, which is so critical in working with these kids, then we begin to see the progress. We had a sixth grader who came to us last year, and when he started school, he couldn't read in sixth grade.
Wow.
And so we had him reading audiobooks, listening and following along, and our remedial specialist was doing some one-on-one work with him. By the end of last school year, in less than 1 year, he went to an activity at the rec center, and his grandma told us he volunteered to read aloud in a group of students.
Yeah.
He'd made 3 years progress in his reading ability in less than a year. So those are the stories that make it all worth it.
In terms of your vision for the future of Crossroads School, what do you see yourself growing into? Obviously, you can't get beyond a certain point, otherwise you're grown too big, basically, for what you're trying to do, right?
We'll have to see somewhat what happens in the community and what the needs are and what comes to us. But we started with 6th through 8th grade last year because our feasibility study showed that was the most critical need in Longmont. And we are adding a grade a year to meet those kids' needs through high school graduation. A few have been able to transition out already and have been able to go back to public schools and do well there, but some will never be able to transition. They'll need us till they graduate, and we want to be there for them.
Yeah.
Eventually, we'd like to add lower grades as well, and we'd love to be a K-12 school.
Down the road.
Down the road someday, because there are kids at every age that need this, and if we can catch them early before they get so frustrated and so discouraged, we can help them more.
Right. And what happens to kids when they don't have this kind of help, do you think, Barb?
Well, we know that the dropout rates are so high and so frustrating to deal with, and one of the statistics I heard that just appalled me is that for every student who drops out of high school, it costs society $563,000 over their lifetime to support them, between subsidies and jail costs and all different things that we end up doing through social service programs.
Right.
Not to mention the cost to a student or an adult even who's in that situation and knows that they're a failure.
Right.
So we get to save them from that.
And what about other areas modeling this type of approach? What do you see other areas coming saying, wow, this is great working for you? Can we follow your pattern?
Well, we're not seeing anybody coming to us yet because we're only in our second year.
Yeah.
But we modeled ourselves actually after the Denver Street School and the Street Schools Network, which is spreading throughout the country and beginning to make a real difference.
All right. Where can people go, Barb, to get more information?
Our website is crossroadslongmont.org, and we'd love to have people check that out or give us a call.
All right. Barb Bulthuis, the school administrator for Crossroads School, thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you.
And thanks for watching Comcast Newsmakers. I'm Beverly Weaver.